very easy to live in a state of regret. Indeed, I see many, if not all people, living in some kind of state of regret or misery or woe or sorrow. A pathological inability to let things go. And believe me, I've been there. I play the what if game, and you're always going to lose if you fight reality. You are where you are, and there are lessons to learn and brighter futures and better presents to actually enjoy. I was reflecting last night as I was laying in my bed, thinking about my ex, because it's just surpassed the 3-month mark before we finally parted ways. And I say parted ways, it isn't exactly like that. It was just sort of nondescript kind of fizzling out, really. No enormous argument, no sort of recrimination, no sort of metaphorical throwing of things. Just an inevitable consequence of the fact that there was no proper communication. And there are all things that we want, and we want them immediately. But there is, as I've been talking about recently, there's a pace, and you have to work your way through the things that have troubled you, you know? You have to work your way through the decisions that you've made and what you could label as the things that you should have done. But we are where we are, and it's not an easy thing to let go of the past. But I think a really great way from this point onwards is to actually learn to say no. Saying no is so powerful. It actually has a magic to it, saying no, because what no does is define boundaries of what you will accept and what you won't accept. And when I indulge in what-ifery, I've just created a new term. I was used to say, I'm recording my YouTubery for the day. But if you indulge, as I have done, in what-ifery, well, the conclusion that I come to that would have made the situation that I was in, particularly with my ex, I have to say, that what would have made it better is just refusing certain things. And you will know, with the relationships that you've been and the opportunities that you passed up or got into that weren't for you, you know as well what those scenarios are. And had you have said no, well, maybe you could be further along the path. I don't think so. You know, I think you have to go through these experiences to learn the lessons, and we avoid pain. Actually, we avoid sorrow at our peril. But, and this I've said many a time as well, don't get stuck in it. There were stories, I swear to God, there were stories that my ex told me just so many times. I can't tell you. I could go through word for word, verbatim, the things that he said to me and the places that he strategically paused and, you know, where he took breath and where he sort of tried to feign being really connected with himself. It was just an endless loop of misery and doom and how useless he was. And honestly, that was most of our conversation, was that. No hope for the future, no optimism, no, well, we're going to build this together. And in 5 years we can do this, and in 10 years we can be at this point. No dream setting, no aspiration, just the same mirable of stories of his past, of things that he wouldn't let go. And honestly, when I lay awake in my bed at night and I think about him, the less anger I have, because it was me that made the decision to stay, and whenever we split up, to rekindle contact. But that's the thing that's changed now, is that I will not be the one, if we ever speak again, which likelihood is we won't, but it would never ever be me that reinitiated contact with him. But when I lay in bed at night and I am thinking about him every now and then, I have tremendous sympathy, because if he's behaving in the way that he is, shutting people out, being acrimonious and argumentative, well, he's not having a good time of it. He's not enjoying that kind of existence, and it's sort of peaks and troughs and highs and lows and booms and busts that, you know, he'll wallow in self-pity, and then he'll start eating crap and drinking more than he should, and then he'll go back to doctors and shovel pills and say, oh God, I don't really feel very good. And that is a horrible existence, not really a life, frankly. So all of this is to say, make good decisions for yourself, trust your instincts, understand that no is a good word, not a bad word. It's a good word for you to define boundaries, to maintain and lift your energy and keep you in a state of joy and opportunity. That's the life, my friends, that you deserve. God bless.